Great. So first off, this is my first time with a microphone. I should preface this by letting you guys know that my Boston accent gets pretty thick when I'm nervous. I am terrified of public speaking, so this is way out of my comfort zone. I talk very fast and tend to flush when I'm passionate or excited about things, and I can be very animated with my hands. So basically, we're going to see how this goes. Okay. So when Craig asked me to speak today, I was beyond honored, and I almost said no. And I want to let you guys know that because I sat where all of you do right now. I was in a place where I had this feeling like I was capable of this, I was meant for more, but I was so overwhelmed and so terrified and had no idea how I was going to put myself out there. And then I remembered I can't say no because that goes against everything I believe in. And also it would break a promise I made to myself that I'm going to share with you guys today. So I want to give you so much because this opportunity has given me so much in my life. But if you guys could take one thing away today, I would want it to be that you would know that you have everything it takes to be successful at this opportunity and to make the most of your life. Okay? So I am going to share parts of my story, but I want to share it in a way where it gives you guys some value, like really gives you value, because I want you to know that I want to try to inspire you and empower you guys to lean into your fears, to strengthen your self-belief, and to live so much more intentionally with your life. And it's kind of funny because in listening to all these videos today, I came up with these bullet points beforehand, and I kind of rehearsed it a little bit, but then this message came through so much today from Carl and Craig earlier talking about let it go, and then just even now with Christiana with the you have what it takes. And so I can't help but feel that this is meant to be. So, first off, let's talk about fear. I'm terrified right now, okay, and I need your help a little bit. So, one of the best things I ever heard is, or it's actually been scientifically proven, the only difference between fear and excitement is that we breathe when we're excited and we hold our breath when we're scared. So you guys all breathe with me for a minute? Can we just all take a deep breath? Maybe that'll slow me down a little bit. Alright, so I want to take it back to 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer for the third time. And it's still really hard to wrap my mind around this because I was only 30. And while the cancer diagnosis was terrifying, I was pissed. And I felt so beat down because, to be honest with you, I haven't been dealt the best deck of cards in my life. I grew up in a house surrounded by drugs, alcohol, abuse, and neglect. And so at a really young age, I became relentlessly committed to doing whatever I could to overcome my circumstances. And I fought like hell through childhood, through high school. I worked 3 jobs through college, and I graduated and I got that dream job. And I was like, I made it. Yes, I did it. I made something of myself. And then I was diagnosed with melanoma for the first time. And this was when I like how Craig said earlier, things that happen to us, our past doesn't define us, but it can be part of us. I like to think of things as we go through a wake-up call. So everything I've been through in my life has been a wake-up call. It's been a chance to really look at my life through a different lens, to get a different perspective, to figure out, what means the most. And so, that first diagnosis for me, that woke me up to how superficially I was living my life. Up until that point, I wanted to be accepted so badly, and I was so embarrassed at the childhood I had that I lived very superficially. I put everything in how I looked, and how I dressed, and the job title I had. And with this diagnosis, I realized I had no idea who I was or what made me happy. And I felt empty inside. And honestly, not even to mention the fact of being afraid for your life when you're in your mid-20s and you're just trying to figure out what life is all about, right? So at that point, I just needed to win. I just needed something to feel good about myself. And that was the first time I did get started with Beachbody, and I ordered P90X off of an infomercial. And at that point, I had no idea about the coaching opportunity, no idea about any of it, but what I did know was that I just needed something that was going to make me feel good about myself from the inside out. And that was when I fell in love with fitness, and you against you. And then I fell in love with the way. For me, it was never about really a physical transformation. For me, it was all internal. It was all my mindset. It was all the way it taught me to have my own, to boost your self-regard, your self-confidence, right? That you can do and overcome whatever might come your way. It strengthens you from the inside out. And I fell in love with that, okay? And so that was really cool. And then in reflecting back on today and what I was going to talk in my story, I realized that Beachbody was with me through some of the most difficult times of my life. But it wasn't just with me, it strengthened me for some of the most difficult times of my life. What we give people is we give people something that allows them to be proactive with their health, to strengthen their self-belief, to be proactive with their life, okay? And so after that diagnosis, just about everything you can imagine going wrong in someone's life went wrong. And so about 2 years later, my mom had her last rites read to her 3 times in her life. And she never had that wake up. She never realized that she could do something more. And so when she passed away, we didn't have the best relationship, and that really started to get me to question my purpose in life. What is my purpose? Like, wow, she was so young and she didn't really do anything, and it sounds harsh, but I feel as though she wasted her life. And so that really started to eat away at me, and if you're at that point where you're wondering what your purpose is, that can eat away your soul, right? That just makes you feel so lost in life. And so that was when I was like, I need something more than just my job. Like, I need to make an impact. I want to do something that helps people. And so that was when I was introduced to coaching. Very part-time as a hobby. I was definitely that annoying coach who my coach wanted me to coach for so long, and I just couldn't see it, because I wasn't connected to it yet. But I did it part-time just because I wanted to help people experience that sense of having that win, feel good from the inside out like I had. After my mom passed away, I was diagnosed with melanoma for the 2nd time. I faced over a dozen other precancerous scares. And then my grandmother, who was my light in life, I watched her in a matter of months go from being healthy to being diagnosed with cancer herself to having everything taken away from her, where she couldn't go to the bathroom, she couldn't talk. I went from she was the strongest woman I ever knew. And she always taught us to be very independent and not to ask for help. And in that moment, those months, I would have done anything to help her. And that was when I realized that asking for help was not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. And that was when I fell in love with doing whatever I could to help people. When she passed away, I felt the weight of the world on my shoulders. Like, oh my goodness, there has to be something out of all this. Like, what am I going to do with everything that's happened these last few years? And so that was when I finally saw the potential of coaching, and that I could use this as a platform to really make an impact or do something good and also be proactive with my life. Because at this point, I didn't want to walk through emotions anymore. I want to live out loud. And I want to travel, and I want to do all the experiences, and I want to learn, and I want to grow, and I want to help people do the same. And so I went all in on me at that point. Ironically enough, a month later, I got laid off from my job. The corporate job that was, that dream job that I gave 110% to because I was a complete workaholic who prided herself in a job well done, because that's where I got my sense of satisfaction for so long. And then the person I thought my person, about a month later, I thought I was keeping a drug and alcohol addiction from me. And so that goes against me at my core. And so here I am in the hospital 2 years ago, guys. And after I'd gone through all that, I finally felt as though I had my feet on the ground again, right? Like, I did this, I got through it again. And I was able to launch my business and grow my business and get through it all. And there was a lot of good in there too. I don't want you guys to think it's all bad, but I want to share this stuff because I want you to know that what I've come to learn is our pain is not our purpose, but it can serve some purpose, okay? It does have a chance to wake you up and be more intentional in your life. And so here I am, I'm in the hospital, and I come out of my procedure, and the doctor's there, some of my family's there, and no one is saying anything. So I know that it can't be good news, no one's smiling. And so when I went into it, the doctors told me I had thyroid cancer, and they told me that there was a 1% chance that there would be a complication. Okay, but they were very optimistic because we caught it early. And so I come out, my family's not smiling. The doctor says, great news, we got all the cancer. We got it early enough that we don't think you have to do radiation or chemo. Problem is, that 1% complication had happened. And so initially I was thinking, of course, why wouldn't this happen? And I was pissed. And I felt beat down. But I was also in the hospital in that moment, and I was like, but I beat the cancer. I got it, this is good news. But here I am, 30 years old, recently single. All of my friends were recently married. And so I'm virtually starting my life alone. And they're telling me I may never speak again. My voice was barely a whisper. It was hard to breathe. And I thought, how am I ever going to go on with my life? But then I took a minute to let it process. And those couple of weeks were tough, I won't lie. I went to a dark place. But deep down, I knew I had what it would take to get through it. I knew I would get through it. And it wasn't just because of everything I had been through and that I knew that I could kind of continuously overcome. We kind of become addicted to overcoming and to struggle in our life, Not the sense of the struggle itself, but that accomplishment after the struggle, right? But I knew I could get through it because of the tools and habits that I've been introduced to over the course of the last couple of years, right? What I love about Beachbody is it gives us a platform that teaches us to be so damn proactive with our health, to make our happiness a priority, our health a priority. And it gives us a chance to really live life on our own terms now, right? To be proactive with our life. And what that does is that sparks a whole ripple effect where you start to incorporate so many other habits that are going to elevate you in all areas of your life, like mindset, right? We tell people to get started with personal growth. How many of you, when your coach first told you that you had to read 10 minutes of personal development a day, were like, I'm not doing that, I don't need self-help? Anybody? Because I know I did, right? We all roll our eyes and like, this person's nuts, she's drinking the Kool-Aid. So, but it does, it teaches you to do that. And then you realize that through fitness and the way that we care for our bodies from the inside out and with our nutrition, that it triggers so much more in you. It helps you to believe in yourself more, okay? And so I knew I would get through it. And then when I had that clarity, I made a promise to myself. And that promise was that if I got my voice back, I would use it for some good. I wouldn't waste it. I would be sure to use it for some good. And so when I almost said no to Craig today, I was like, I can't break that promise to myself. So, just so you guys know, this is my first time using my voice for good publicly outside of my computer. So, thank you all for being part of this experiment with me, basically.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. So, the lesson I want to give with you guys from that is we all have a voice, right? We all have a story. How many of you here today have the sense, this feeling inside of you that you're meant for more? That your life, you're capable of more? That's huge. And you are, okay? You wouldn't be here if there wasn't something inside of you that said that you need to share this, you have to share this, you can give this, okay? And so I want you to think of it this way. How many of you have heard something, read something, listened to something, somebody else said that changed you in some way? Everyone, right? Now imagine if they never shared that. You would have been robbed of that. You never would have had that experience, that shift. That's what you're giving to people. And so I get how terrifying it is to put yourself out there, to share on social media, to reach out to someone you see potential in. But it's not fair of you not to, because if you have that fire, that burning calling inside of you that you're meant for more, that you have a message to share, you have to share it. So, do me a favor, as you're facing those, as you're feeling intimidated, not wanting to do it, imagine if your voice was taken away and you couldn't do it. That might give you a little boost of courage. Okay? Oh man, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Can I keep going? I do have more to share with you guys.
Keep going.
Awesome.
Yours, Nicole.
Alright, so the next thing I really want to talk to you guys about is your self-belief. Strengthening your self-belief. So, the blessing and the curse that comes with preparing for your life is that you just see life through a whole new lens. You have a whole new perspective. You start to see what really matters. You stop caring what people think. You stop judging yourself as much. You stop comparing. You start to live according to your own code, if you will. And while I don't wish that on any of you, I would love to try to share some of that perspective with you because it can change so much about your life. So, we're going to get deep, all right? We're going to get more than surface level here. This is something I do with everyone I work with, so welcome to my inner circle here. But I want you guys, if you want to strengthen your self-belief, if you want to be so fired up, excited, proud of who you are and what you have to offer, you have to live with the end in mind, okay? And so what I want to encourage you guys to do at some point over the next couple of days is to really think to the end of your life. And I know that's hard to do, and we don't want to do it because who wants to go there, right? But imagine if, think to when you're gone. What do you want to be remembered for? What do you want to have given this world? What do you want to impact today? Right? What do you want people to say about you? If you figure that out now, that makes you live so much more intentional in your days. That makes you be connected to something. It helps you rise from just a daily job or a daily walking through the motions to living out a mighty mission. And that gives you this sense of confidence and self-belief and pride that you do want to go out there and live proudly. And so what I love about this opportunity is that Beachbody gives us the tools and the resources that really help us to elevate our life, right? But what's even cooler is that they give us this platform. The business, it's all about you. It's all about your story. It's all about your mission, your beliefs. You decide what you're going to add into your challenge groups. You decide what you're going to say in your messaging. You decide your team culture. It's you. And when you tie that to your mission of what you want to carry out in your life, that's when you are so proud of what you have to offer that you want to share with as many people as possible. So my challenge to you is to think to the end of your life, what do you want your life mission to be? What do you want to stand for? And how can you tie that into what you're building now? Because that will make you so mumuch more proud about what you have to offer. I also really want to encourage you to break that down a little bit and think about where you want to be 3 to 5 years from now, okay? Because the sad truth is if we don't take the time to reflect on this and think really long and hard and get deep about where we're headed, we're going to end up living very reactively in our life. That's when you get caught up walking through emotions or we take things for granted. So 3 to 5 years from now, where do you want to be? What do you want your days to look like? What type of work do you want to be doing? And more than that, what will it mean for you and your family if you do this? Okay? People don't buy from you because of what you have to offer. They buy from you because of why you do what you do, what you stand for. So if you can become so emotionally connected to where you're headed, to why you're headed there, to the bigger underlying surface of what you're working towards, people are going to be drawn to you. Okay? For me, it was really that I told you I was that annoying customer, that annoying coach, who my coach wanted me to coach for years, and I just couldn't see the light. Okay, a lot of it does have to be timing for people, so don't give up on people. But for me, it was when my grandmother, before she got sick, she challenged me, and she told me that she wanted weekly updates about different things I could do, other than the job I was in. Because truthfully, while my job was great, I thought it was my dream job, I was walking through the motions. Towards the end, I was so bored. And I remember feeling so empty inside that I would cry on the way to work. And I never really told anyone that. But my grandmother knew. And she called me out. And then her health took a turn. Things became much different. But when she passed away, all I wanted to do was make her proud. I wanted to live out her legacy. And that became my why. And I literally remember crying over the fact that I wanted to do something that would make her proud. And I did want to live out loud. And I wanted to do everything I wanted to do, which for me at the time was to travel freely, to work on a beach in Bali, to own my own days, to have coffee, nuts and noir, and be with my dog. But I was so emotionally connected to these things that I would do whatever it took to make it happen, okay? And so if you guys can figure out what emotionally drives you and you can connect to it, that's going to be your staying power in this business, because it's going to be in waves. It's not all good. Life's not all good. But it's about how you prepare yourself to get back up when you get knocked down. And it's about being more proactive with what you have available to do now, okay? The only thing that separated any of you from the most successful coaches in this business, from any, or just in life, it's not limited to business, is that they decided that they wanted to reach that vision they had for their life. They were so emotionally connected to it that they would do that regardless of how afraid they were. They wanted that more than they wanted to stay the same. They were willing to lean into it. So if you do that, you will start to see a change. Connect to it. You'll feel something different inside of you. Also, have patience with yourself, with your challengers, with your customers. At this point, I'm going to ask my cousin to stand up. Amanda, will you stand up?
Sure.
Okay.
Yay!
When you first sign up, your coach tells you to write down a list of names of people that you want to help. 5 years ago, she was the first person on my list. It's me. She quit on me as a coach twice. Okay? Twice.
Go see.
She quit programs like you couldn't believe. This year, she decided she was ready to believe in herself, right? You can sit down, don't make you stand.
Thank you.
She has lost over 50 pounds this year. She went to both Super Saturdays this weekend. She bought her summit ticket. She's actively coaching, and she is going to inspire and help so many people. What we do as coaches, guys, we live in a way that our actions can inspire greatness in others. We help people see that their pain can have some purpose. We believe in people until they believe in themselves. My coach, even though I wasn't ready, she never stopped believing in me. Your upline, they believe in you. I believed in her until she was ready. You can't give up on people, and you can't give up on yourself. If you feel as though you're meant for more, you are meant for more. Don't give up on it. before you even get started. Don't let your fears rule your life, okay? So here's what I'll wrap this up, and my challenge to you guys. Will you guys all make a promise to me that you will just commit to being 1% better each day? Just 1%. Each day, lean into your fears a little bit more. Do those things that scare you, because the things that you don't want to do are usually the things you should do. That's where your growth lies, okay? So do one thing a day that scares you. Strengthen your self-belief that way. Tell the people you see potential in them and why. We all need someone to believe in us. Believe in people and put it out there loud and proud. Don't be afraid to do that. That's not fair to them, okay? Remind yourself, really emotionally connect to what you want your life to stand for, to where you're headed, and to realize that you only get one very special life, and it's yours to take it. You have an opportunity that's allowed you to be proactive with your health, to be proactive with your happiness, your growth, and with your life. If you commit to those things, it can change the trajectory of your entire life. So, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you.